BYDFi is a crypto exchange on desktop and mobile where you can spot trade, futures trade, use leverage tokens, and copy the trades of top traders. If you sign up with the link in the description, you get a free $100 when you deposit $100. There's hundreds of crypto available on their spot exchange, as well as a free test account so you can practice futures trading without getting wrecked. BYDFi. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at a bit of everything. If we're going to see this bounce, we might actually see it today. Just focused on the Euro, on the Dixie first of all. We're not going to get any short signals or anything like that on the daily here. We need a portion of the cloud to go red in the leading portion over here, but we are below the 0 point for MACD. We are basically trending below almost all major moving averages, finding rejections on obviously the trend line, and then moving averages being the 21 and now the 10. So let's think about the S&P. So this is S&P. It's not obviously opened yet, but the way it looks here, it wants to come down to revisit your 21 and your 20 moving average, so a Bollinger Band center, which is also highlighted by the horizontal peak from over here. So a fair bit of support bringing us to this level. Now I'm sort of not sold on the fact that we're going to sort of rocket from here or anything like that, but it's not overextended. It can definitely run further, and the next major target is going to be all the way up at 4,500. Whether we get there is a different story, but a bounce around here is way more likely than a breakdown. So we're looking for stocks to probably even bounce today after the American Open. So we're talking 2:30 GMT. Right, so that's those two bad boys. Let's have a look at gold, which is, to be fair, I know it's looking like a bounce right now. We've got a lot of room to ground to make up here, but that is a short signal, unfortunately, that we find here on gold. Well, I say unfortunately. I don't know if you're anything like me. Obviously, we played this rally here, the Golden Cross retest. We played that and we got out and we enjoyed those gains. I would be looking to get in on gold again, but not with this current setup. A short signal is a short signal, so each one of these could be the area where we get rejected from. Now, I'd love to see it break out. The short signal is nothing more than just one signal, but we are trending below all major moving averages on the daily here. We got the 200 exponential at just below 19, and the 200 simple around 1850. So these are all areas of significance that this short signal can take gold down to, and it's at any one of these that I would be looking to take a long position on this one. And a bounce on gold should impact Bitcoin. We look at the correlation is very high. It's decoupled ever so slightly now that Bitcoin's broken out, which is fine, because if they do continue to hold the correlation that they've had since the beginning of this year, then great. A bounce from gold should help with Bitcoin. But at the moment, it does look like stocks want to continue up, to be fair, after a bounce on today, and gold wants to actually sort of move a little lower, which is fine. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. So we're on the we're on Captain Noobmaster's time frames here on the hourly, but the reason we're doing this is just to try and gain some form of insight onto the shortest time frames, because we have been sort of consolidating at a high level here. If we do pull back, the 1 hourly can prove to be quite useful. Situated down here at 29,500, so 29,500 is a 200 exponential and simple moving average. A retest of those would be okay. If we look at the momentum here, we did have 2 drives of bullish divergence, and it's lifted us ever so slightly up to above the Bollinger Band on the 1 hourly. We could also put ourselves a nice tidy trend line in here, which seems to hold quite well on a body basis, and we'll be looking for a breakout of that also. So, we can start to get bullish on a 1 hourly with closures above 30,500 really on a 1 hourly, looking for continuation for a new local high, probably pushing up to 32, and then the cascading effect of time frames will take us higher and higher and higher. We've got the Bollinger Band center sitting around around 30,500. So 30,500 on a 1 hourly, definitely on a 4 hourly should have continuation of a breakout there. And we'll be looking for new local highs on all of those time frames. This is just a simple and steady consolidation taking place here on the 4 hourly. Nothing to be concerned about. The divergence of the MACD is not pronounced, and we've got a trend line of MACD, a trend line of RSI, which also would likely see a breakout. So it would complement the breakout of the formation of price action with the momentum breakout, and it'll be enough to, first of all, take us up to 32, and probably further than that, to be honest. Taking us to a daily then on Bitcoin to see what's going on there. The daily is the same as I said yesterday. I would rather it did pull back harder than this. It's the second day in a row now that we're seeing reactions on a 7 simple moving average, which normally, just from an observation standpoint, the way moving averages work, if you're getting support on a 7 simple, it's usually like the last time we see a support go to a new local high, so we get a rally from here and then a deeper consolidation. Ooh, we can rally hard from here, but it's like the last stages is what I would normally say. We do have the pump signal obviously on the daily, so this also complements further upside. So long story short, Bitcoin wants to go higher more than it wants to go lower. So on a risk to reward basis, from a spot standpoint rather than derivatives, yeah, I mean I'm pretty comfortable and confident in expecting a new local high to be any minute, really, any minute. If it's going to happen, it will happen this week. Might even happen today, based around the bounce that we're looking to see on the S&P. So, it does look good, and I would be looking for further upside. My preference, again, because I always have a preference, my preference would be to see a deeper pullback, at least to 29,500, which is, again, your 200 simple, your 10 exponential on your daily, which is also your 1 hourly 200 exponential. So there's, that would at least come down to that level, if not a little bit lower than that. But, we might not get that. Like I say, I was waiting for another retest down here towards the end of this month. But we broke out early. No big deal. That's what holding spot positions are all about. Futures trades, you really want to try and get the best bang for your buck. And, as much as there is evidence to say that we bounce between here and here, I'm not prepared to try and play that. I get too confident there. It's just for me, even though that is a trade setup, and I just want to. I want to see I want to see lower, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay. In all fairness, the way it looks right now is that it honestly could break at any point, break out at any point. So let's have a think about Ethereum, just to get a handle on the altcoin scenario. Well, Captain Hindsight would look back at this and say, well, there's your golden cross retest on the simple moving averages, and now we're above all major moving averages on the daily. Same as I've said before, we'll need this to get above 2,000 to then impact the total market cap too. Chart, but as far as I can see here, it looks like it wants to do that. This is just the daily, so let's take it down to the Noob Master timeframes. Fresh golden cross on the 4 hourly. We've already retested the 50 exponential, which is 1850. The 200 is 1820. So actually, looking at this chart here on a 4 hourly, if we do come down towards 18 flat, 1820 or so, that might be the trade that we should probably be taking advantage of. To be fair, I would probably be looking to play that, not just for Ethereum, but using Ethereum as a blueprint for all altcoins and how they want to run. Because we know Ethereum can run, but Ethereum is like a barometer of health for all the other altcoins. And if we bounce from here and the golden cross retest proves to be a valid one, we should break outside of 2,000. And that's where you'll get your alt season type rallies. One coin that I was looking at a few days back, not as something to be particularly amazed at, but I was saying, look, if there's going to be, these are the sort of altcoins. And again, we're doing a Patreon live stream tonight, so if you want to join the Patreon, there's links in the description below for that, and we'll just look at loads of other altcoins. But I was looking at OMG as a decent one that could offer some serious gains. Now, I want to see a deeper pullback towards 60. We're at 66 at the moment. We might even be bouncing from this 10 exponential. And the risk to reward on things like this are enormous. So if we were to bounce from this level here, we've got a major target all the way up here, about 87 to 90% gains, right? Loads of altcoins look like this. They're not particularly wanting to do these sort of moves on their own. They want Ethereum to reclaim 2,000 and move on from there, maybe to 2,400 or so. If that happens, then we see these sort of altcoin moves. You can call it an alt season if you like, or you could just call it a healthy market, or maybe even just a Maybe even just a death cross retest, which is, in all fairness, what it would be. You're not going to be super turbo bullish on a chart like this until it reclaims this area. All we're looking to see is a death cross retest. We've not had one on this chart since we lost this area. So you've broken down from here, and this is the first time we've touched the 50. If you get a break and go up to this level, then yeah, it's a 90% move. Those are the sort of things that we want to see, and those are the things that we might see if and only if Ethereum is able to reclaim that 2000, which, given its own chart, and also given Bitcoin's chart, and given the chart of the S&P, also the Dixie, perhaps not gold, not yet, but gold is showing promise for a little bit later down the line, does point to further upside, almost definitely. But if you're going to choose to buy into altcoins like this, and many others, rather than something like this or Bitcoin itself, then you're doing it with a large portion of hope built in, because these aren't bullish charts. These are, I suppose, they're bearish charts really on the face of it, because they are pointing down. They're death crossed, and all you'd be looking for would be a death cross retest. But that death cross retest would be a large move, but it's not a progressive bullish chart. Although the option to buy into it at this level could prove to be pretty decent if it worked out. Not based on its own chart, based on the dominoes that lead to this chart. So Ethereum to 2000 and above, obviously Bitcoin breaking out, Dixie trending down, and S&P bouncing back up to a new local height. So those are the things that we're focused on, and those are the charts that say something tangible, and then you can transfer that and go, well, maybe something like OMG could actually bounce, about 90%. Not so much on its own chart, but based on the dynamics of all those charts that precede this chart. Does that make sense? Because sometimes that's how you're gonna have to play these markets. You see, you're gonna have to think outside the box, and then outside the box of that box. And before you know it, there's about 5 boxes that you're thinking outside of before you even press the trigger on an altcoin. Anyway, that is how I'll leave it for you now. If you do want to join the Patreon, like I say, links in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.